Hi, this is Pearl and welcome to my channel. Today I have week 23 of my 2020 Project Life album. And for this month, or this week I should say, this week's layout, I am using the Ali Edwards Stories by the Month kit for the month of June. It is part of a subscription kit, and if you're interested in it, I'll have a link down below to her subscription. Okay, so I have my pictures printed out. I do use an Epson PM400 printer, so I print everything at home. I am going through her journaling cards, and I'm trying to decide which areas I need more for journaling and which I need for filler cards. So after I do that, I am going to work on the left-hand side of the layout. I'm showing you that I use StazOn ink to date stamp the photos and VersaFine to stamp on paper. Now I date stamp every single one of my pictures and journaling cards so I know which journaling cards go with which photos. Now these labels here are leftover labels I have from the Studio Calico print and cut labels from previous months, so it's not from a particular kit. And I do use Kokuyo adhesive, which is my favorite roller adhesive, and I get it on Amazon. It's a Japanese brand, and I'll have that link down below too. So I'm using my Zebra Sarasa Dark Vintage Dark Gray pen. I like to journal in gray pen because it's not as stark as the black. So I do like to use a gray journaling pen. Now I'm trying to decide which stamps I should use, and this is the stamp set that came with Ali's kit. And I'm using the word that says loving. I forgot to bring an eraser, so I'm just using my hand to rub and get the debris off of it, and I'm using StazOn and stamping loving to the top of the photo of the boys boogie boarding. I do use a stamp chamois to clean off my stamps and put everything away because I am notorious for losing little stamps if I don't put them back right away. So after I do that, I am going to then look at the chipboards that came with the kit, and I'm going to use the circle chipboard that says friends and family and put it to the bottom of that photo and date stamp it. Now my kids have been social distancing with these boys since the beginning, so they do meet at the beach every once in a while to boogie board together. So on the journaling card that says unplanned moments are great, I wrote the kids met up with the Gordons and Tams for an afternoon of boogie boarding. They're so blessed to have nice friends and live close to and the beach close by. And my boys have some nice friends. It's so nice that when your kids have friends that are also nice that you don't have to worry about any infighting or anything like that. So here's a picture of my daughter doing a headstand. Can you believe she's only 5? I couldn't do a headstand for the longest time. But I'm using one of the labels, and I wrote, Kaya almost has the headstand, and I'm going to date stamp that, use a tiny attacher, and staple the label. I like to use a tiny attacher to add a little more dimension to the photos. Now I'm going to use a circle chipboard that says June looks like this, and I'm going to put it to the bottom right hand portion of that photo. Then I'm going to move on to the next photo, and these are screenshots of my kids FaceTiming me. I did go away to a crop, and while I'm at a crop, my kids FaceTime me throughout the time that I'm there. But I wrote on here, Kaya and Christian are the only kids that FaceTime me when I'm out of town. The other two, I don't even know if they notice I'm gone. Now, Kaya is mommy's girl, and she calls me multiple times a day. And Christian calls me at least once or twice a day, too, just to tell me he loves me. He's such a sweet kid. Then I'm going to use a chipboard sticker that says, someday it's all going to make sense. And I meant that as one day the kids are going to have their own kids, and they're going to wonder why they are or are not calling them when they're out of town. I'm looking at the circle stickers that came with the kit, and I do put a gray one that says plans on top of the picture on the top left-hand corner. That is the contingency plan that our school had come out with back in the beginning of June about how the next school year was going to look. Now the very left 3x4 card is always my title card, and I used some leftover Felicity Jane number stickers that I had to put the 23 down there. Now I'm moving to the right hand side of my layout, and I'm referring to the top left picture, and I just took a picture of my planner when I was planning for the road trip. And on June Moments, it says the story, and I wrote, while at Just Crop Retreats, I started working on our road trip 2019 album. I got all of my pictures organized by date and place and stuck them into pocket pages. Now to journal and do layouts. I'm so excited because the kids and I took a 3.5 week road trip around the US. We spent a lot of time together in the minivan. And so I wanted to make a whole album out of that because every place we went was so special. So I still have to work on that. If you're interested in seeing any process videos from that album, because I don't know if I'm going to do that yet or not. If there's enough interest, I will go ahead and do process videos for those. Otherwise, I'm just going to do it on my own. Okay, so I'm referring to this next picture of the ladies. We're all in our face masks at a restaurant near the hotel where we were doing our scrapbook retreat. And I wrote, while at the crop, even with social distancing and masks, we all went to eat barbecue for Fran's birthday. I'm so grateful to have become friends with these ladies while going to these crops alone. See, adults can make new friends. And I started going to these crops, let's see, when my first baby was 1. So I've been going for about 12 years now. And I typically go once or twice a year, and my husband watches the kids while I'm gone so I can catch up on scrapbooking. And I used to go with a friend, but then she got really busy going to school and having a family and working full time. So I started going by myself, and you know what? You go often enough, you become familiar with the other people that are there, and you do become friends. So that is always nice. And now we're all friends, and I just love going. So this next picture is a screenshot of my YouTube accounts, and I just like to take a screenshot every month to see how many subscribers I have and just to see my growth. So now the next picture or the next journaling card says slow down, and I journaled on there. After cropping for the weekend, I spent the majority of Sunday making masks. I ended up making 21 and giving 6 away. Go me. And there's that picture of me. I just did a selfie of me sewing some masks. And I'm so proud of myself because I didn't know how to sew before I started learning how to sew just to make masks. And the very bottom picture is of the masks that I made. I do need to make some more because I do have friends and family who would like to have some more masks. So I'm looking at the circle stickers that came here, and I'm using the one that says around here on the photo of all the masks that I have made. I'm using another one that says the story on the picture of me sewing. And then I used a chipboard that says weekend memories on the photo of us all at the restaurant. Now I did put one more picture that says, sticker that says June stuff onto the picture of us social distancing at the restaurant. Now I think I'm done, so I'm going to get the left-hand side of my layout out and look at both pages together. And as I do that, I realized that there was another embellishment that came with the Ali Edwards story kit that I didn't use. So there's a wood veneer sun that I'm going to put onto the picture of the boys boogie boarding. And I just used my roller adhesive to adhere that on. So there you have it. That is my week 23 of my Project Life album. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoy this type of video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.